What's up YouTube? We are here for another deck profile. This time I show you the Zombie Eldlich control deck, which I able to build these past weeks, and I'm already testing it since a month ago, kind of. So it's a very tested build. I hope you like it and you enjoy it. It's as I mentioned before, a build with the Zombie Horde structure deck and the new engine of Eldlich. So yes, hope you like it, and let's get started. With the main deck, I'll show you my choices. First, the monsters. I run 3 unit zombie. In my opinion, there's no reason to run solitaire. There's a few monsters in my build, so solitaire is definitely not an option in this particular build. And there are even lots of times where you can establish your board with Eldlich, Valerdrock and Zombie World without even see this card. So because the Eldritch cards are so ridiculous, are amazing. So yeah, this is a very good card as you see in the first hand, but if you don't see it, there's no any problem, because the Eldritch card summons the zombies straight from the deck, so there's no point in run 6 copies of unit zombie, running the 3 copies of solitaire. So 3 copies is more than enough. Of course, hand trap, the only hand trap here, Ash Blossom, still a very good, very good card, in my opinion, the best hand trap. Also I ran 2 Banshees. Maybe this card is more important in this particular build than Unizombie. The best 3 monsters here are the Eldritch, the Valerdrock, and then this girl. And if you could summon into the field to protect the zombie world, that's the better case. So 2 Banshees. Also I run 2 Dunking. Okay, I run 2 because there are lots of removal cards to banish monsters around. The Crow, the Shark Cannon with Sky Striker, Called by the Grave. There are lots of removals from the grave, so I decide to bump up to 2 because I don't run any card to recover monsters from the banish area to the grave or to the deck. So I prefer to run 2 copies of Dunking and also 2 copies of Eldritch, the Golden Lord. There's no point to run 3 of these, but you can run it if you prefer. But in my opinion, 2 of the 2 boss monsters, are the perfect number. 3 Unizombie as a starter, but not, there's no, as I said before, there's no reason to run Solitaire here. And as Blossom is always a good interruption. So 12 monsters, and the rest are spells and traps. Let's go with spells. 3 copies of the most important spells of the deck, because I want to run this particular build around this, and also with the Eldritch Engine, which is amazing, to build a control deck. I think this is the most broken control deck of zombies. Absolutely. So 3 Zombie Horde, mandatory. Also, I run 3 Super Poly, which is an amazing card. With Super Poly, with Zombie Wall, sorry, it's an amazing card. Also, you can discard whatever card. It's good to discard it, because all the Eldlich cards are do things in the grave, and the monsters are zombies, so you can revive it from the grave, or discard Eldlich and do his effect, or Doom King, if there is a field spell, will come back every standby phase. So it's an amazing card to break boards and to start play. Of course, I run this. I don't run the Pot of Extravagance. Maybe in the future I will incorporate, but now I don't play it, because the main reason is because I prefer to run this. I prefer to break boards if I lose the dice, and if you go first, just set it and continue playing. The only thing you have to have in mind is that if you activate first the elixir trap, later you can't use this, because there are no fusion super poly targets which are zombies. So that's the only thing you have to have in mind. First you have to activate this, and then the elixir sanguine, in case you have both in the same turn to use it. So just keep that in mind. But this card is amazing. So we are going on to the Eldritch Engine. Of course, 3 Cursed Eldland. The Searcher, the main Searcher, paying 800 points. We can add an Eldritch monster, which at the moment there is the only one. In the future, I'm for sure there will be at least 1 or 2 more Eldritch monsters, but for now just this, or a Golden Land spell or trap, which at the moment there are only traps, so maybe in the future we'll see a Golden Land spell for sure. So continuing, 2 Elixir of Black Awakening. After testing it a lot, even in this particular build, which are pure, I see no point in run 3 of these. All the time, the worst elixir card is this card. So the best is the trap, the elixir trap card. This is such a good card in the first turn, but if you don't draw it, there's no problem, because you can with Unizombie you can send to the grave the Golden Lord. This summons the Golden Lord from the deck. This searches. So there are lots of ways. Even with Avenged Savior, you can send to the grave as well. There are lots of ways to get out the Eldritch Golden Lord. So I decided to cut 1 copy of this and also running 2 copies of White Destiny. At the beginning I only ran 1 of these and 3 of these, but I think this is the perfect ratio in this particular build. This is a card that we can activate it in our opponent's turn, so this is key. This card you can only activate it in your own turn, so is worse than this in some scenarios. So I decided to run 2 and 2, and that's all for spells. Okay. As I said before, I don't run the extravagance variant because I want to use the super polish and my extra deck. So now with traps, 3 impermanence. This is always a good card. As you can see, I run 3 Ash, 3 Imperms, and 3 Super Polish in case I go second. So, yeah, this is a very, very good card also. It's like a hand trap. And if you draw it going first, just set it and pass turn. So it's never a dead card. And it's every trap and spell. There are also can be used for the Eldritch Golden Lord to do the effect from hand. So they're never dead. Also I run 3 copies, of course, of Elixir of Scarlet Sanguine. This is, in my opinion, the best card of the engine. It's amazing. Can summons from deck or grave, non-targeting, the Eldlich, an Eldritch monster, and if you already control an Eldritch on the field, you can summon any zombie monster from deck or grave, which is amazing. So continue with 3 Conquistador. This is very, very good card also. This card destroys a face-up card on the field, non-target. So yeah. Also 3 copies of Vaquero. There are lots of decks with reliance on the grave, so 3 copies, in my opinion, is the best. And 1 copy of the Guardian, just for do the effect of Cursed Land when you send it from the field to the grave, I always send this card and activate at the in the end phase. So yeah, three of the 2 best ones of the Golden Land, and just 1 copy of the Guardian. And the last 2 cards, of course, 2 counters, 2 Golden Land Forever, which is searchable and it's amazing. Yeah, you can only use once per turn, but I prefer to run 2, because if the game goes on for more turns, you will need a second copy of this for sure. So that's the main deck, 40 cards. Then to the extra deck, 1 Mayakashi, 1 Yukiona, the Link 4, 2 Vampire Sucker. This card is still amazing in this deck. 1 Avendred Savior, 1 is enough, and 1 Verte Anaconda. In this particular version, as you can see, there's no reason, there's no point in to run the Crystron Hulky 5-packs, because it's impossible to do it on the first turn, because if you have at least 2 monsters, 1 Unizombie and 1 whatever zombie, the Black Awakening, for example, restricts you to only summon zombies this turn, so there's no point in run Crystron in this deck. Just in combo versions for sure, but in this particular version there's no reason to run it. 1 Senmayo, because we run lots of level 5s, so against a deck which has lots of back row, or 1 against Shadows, for example, destroys 2 set cards. It could be spells or traps or monsters, but has to be set. And also 1 Pleiades, because all the Conquistador and Vaquero are level 5 of lights, so yeah. And the targets for Super Poly, there are lots. 2 of the Dragon Necro Nether Soul when we control the Zombie World, so yeah. 1 Starving Venom, 1 Dragostapelia, 1 of the Preda plant that requires 3 darks, 1 to deal with Salamangreats or any Cyber's deck, 1 of these, the Mad Dragon, and the last 1 Omega, which is very rare to see it, but there are some situations which you can summon it, but the most of times you are going to win with the main deck monster, so the extra deck is just an addition to the boss monsters of the main deck. So yeah, I can show you also the side deck. Of course, I run 3 Evenly Match, very cool card. I run 3 Rush Fear Mode. I prefer it over than Nibiru. Okay. because lots of decks before the fifth summon always has a negation to Nibiru, so I prefer to run this just in my turn. Take off 3 monsters and just playing, just start playing myself. 3 rivalry in case I go first for even more control. 3 Eradicator Virus because we run Balerdrock. Okay, so against decks which runs lots of spells or traps, this is very good. And also spell trap removal, Cosmic Cyclone over Twin Twisters for sure in this particular format. So yes, this is the pure control zombie Eldritch. Hope you like it, and subscribe it if you already don't do it. And sorry for my English, I try my best, and yeah, see you next time.